Here we go again. Sorry for the hiatus. I'm back. And the reason I'm back is because I finally found something that I can talk about authentically. Right? So yesterday, Lala was here. You guys know Lala. One of our main guys in Doc Testosterone. Basically the only guy I trust in the whole world with all my stuff. Anyway, well, actually there's two people, Lala and Luke. Luke is the guy I really trust. He's Australian. So first of all, thank you, Luke, for showing me the way towards authenticity and being genuine. And that's why all of this stuff, Doc Testosterone is dead. And I don't know if you got an email from Lala recently. In any case, the reason that I came back is because over the last 4 months I've been doing a lot of soul searching, a lot of interesting things, and last night Lala and I had an interesting discussion at Robarts Library here in Toronto. And the goal of the meeting was trying to figure out what can I do out of the love of my heart. Not because I give a shit about you or anyone else in the world, but Luke always told me about this concept of being an artist. And because Luke is an artist, Luke is my best friend. He used to be my business partner with Doc Testosterone, and now he's working on other great things. Luke always told me, as an artist, only give a shit about the love that comes from your heart, in a genuine, authentic way, in a truthful way, without caring whether that truth helps anyone. We have guys like Gary Vee and other guys, or RSD Tyler, who are always saying, provide value, provide value, provide value. But you know what? I have a better mentor now. And his name is Nassim Nicholas Taleb. I don't know if you guys have read this guy, but he wrote this book recently called Anti-Fragile. Not recently, it's like 5 years old, so I read that. Almost done with it, haven't finished it yet. But one thing I will say is, this providing value BS is not very much like an artist, right? Think of it like we're all artists. When we're born, when we're children, we create stuff, right? A little baby is not thinking, how can I provide value to my parents, right? An artist who's painting a picture, a painting, or taking some amazing photography, he's not thinking, how many likes can I get on Instagram and how many comments can I get? How's my engagement gonna be? Now, if he is thinking that, he's not a true artist. He's a businessman. And anyway, I'm back, and the next project. So what happened yesterday in this meeting, right, with Lala? So we discussed what is the ultimate way of me. There's like people there who are careful because they see me filming. What is gonna be the way for me to be authentic in my teaching? And it's not so much teaching. Remember, teaching is a bad word for me, because teaching conveys that I know something you don't know. And I don't like that at all. I think that's really horrible stuff. So the bottom line is, what can I convey from my heart without any needing to receive? Or what's interesting is that I don't even need to give a shit about helping anyone, right? Because that's the ultimate thing. My value, your value, is not actually based on if you can help people. I really believe that now. And I discussed a lot recently, a lot of weird things have happened. I talked about veganism, I talked about, this other YouTube channel that I wanted to start and so on. Forget about all that stuff. But what I've realized is my value is not about whether I can help people. That's not what my value is. My value is if I can convey what is in my heart authentically and genuinely and holistically and comprehensively to you. And not even to you, it's to myself. So this whole thing is gonna be essentially talking to myself and discussing things that I feel very strongly from my heart. Not gonna talk about diet anymore. Not gonna talk about fitness. Not gonna talk about testosterone or hormones and endocrinology or, erections and sex drive. None of that stuff. The only thing that I feel authentic about, that I'm actually an expert in, like a world expert in, is this. I have the uncanny, masterful ability, from what people tell me. I'm not saying it myself. I've noticed this in myself, but other people have told me. I have the ability to get into places and be part of tribes, be part of movements, which I'm not really supposed to be part of, which I'm not really supposed to infiltrate or lead. So think about it. An academic, right? A fucking science nerd gets into RSD, meets all the RSD instructors, lives with them, films them all over, becomes director of Vegas Immersion. That's $1 million revenue program of RSD. Then this motherfucker gets to Elliott Hulse somehow, and I know nothing about fitness at the time. Even now, I don't know that much. That's why I'm getting the hell out of it. And there becomes the director of Strength Camp Challenge, meets more than a dozen famous YouTube celebrities, has one-on-one meetings with them, then starts his own channel, Doc Testosterone, which gets a, semi-cult following, and then has this immense influence, right? With, what we did with, dark. With what we did with, all the vegan gains stuff, all the porn addiction recovery, the Mia Khalifa, all those videos, right? A nerd, a science nerd like me did all that, right? And not just the RSD, Elliott Hulse, Doc Testosterone, meeting the celebrities and starting movements and tribes. But more than that, the fact that quite naturally, since I was young, I've been able to get shit that I wasn't supposed to get, right? So for example, get things for free, like, a lot of RSD products I got for free. I remember RSD Madison once told me, Farhan, I think in the history of RSD, you're the guy who's gotten the most shit for free. Anyway, it's an accomplishment. Being in backstage of concerts just because I knew what to say to the bouncer. Just because I knew how to arbitrage and kind of systemize the information very intuitively to get into those places. So I've been to some backstage at some major rock concerts, which my friends thought was crazy in terms of what I was doing, but it still worked. I got to meet just like this with Shah Rukh Khan, who's a #1 Bollywood celebrity. All the stuff I did with RSD Tyler, how I met him for the first time, how I had dinner with him the first night I met him, how Elliot interviewed me for the Strength Camp channel, where he doesn't ever interview anyone, right? So I was able to get so close, and I still am so close to all these, YouTube celebrities, fitness celebrities,